Designer note subject 96. Like, comment, and subscribe for content you'd like to see next. Follow us at Instagram at DesignAtelierAruba for behind-the-scenes content. Email us at designatelierviewer@gmail.com. This video is brought to you by Times Square Aruba. The Glashutte Original SeaQ Reed Green. An adventure on the wrist. Beginning our trek with this watch is a short history lesson about an iconic German-made dive watch, the Spezmatic Type RP-TS200, Glashutte Original's first diver's watch. It's a no-nonsense diver with a very legible dial and streamlined proportions. Launched in 1969, the styling is more about functionality than being fashionable. But in our current watch collecting scene, this instrument-style diver will fill the void of any watch collection. After being relaunched in 2019, the SeaQ is Glashutte Original's flagship timepiece of its new specialist line. It's one of the first German dive watch in almost half a century, but packs in the best of high horology on a more than capable tool watch. The case is 39.5mm by 12.15mm, forged in stainless steel. This has a water resistance of 200 meters, a unidirectional bezel, and a date complication. The SeaQ is powered by an in-house caliber movement, the 3911, that operates at 4 Hz, has a 40-hour power reserve, and refined under the highest of German watchmaking standards. The proportions and impressions of the new SeaQ is compact and appropriately vintage looking. Despite such initial impressions, it's also immediately noticeable how luxurious feeling this watch is compared to many popular divers available today. The refinements can be felt all over the timepiece, from the case sides down to the details underneath the watch. The SeaQ's vintage aesthetic stems from its dial and crystal. This box sapphire crystal rises above the dial beautifully in all its light-bending glory. The case finishing is simply outstanding, with the various finishing techniques only found on high horology watches. The satin finish is elegantly applied vertically on the sides of the case, with polished chamfers providing a nice contrast. Other polished details can be seen on the crown and bezel that is very hard to achieve evenly. What's unique to the SeaQ are the very fine bead-blasted surfaces found on the crown and even on each bezel grip recess. This elevates the SeaQ above even the most well-regarded dive watches in the market. This kind of complex aesthetic execution is not even found on a modern Submariner. Moving above the dial, and we are treated to a luxurious ceramic green bezel insert with laser-clean numerals embellishing the surface. Each minute marker is also crisply printed on the bezel, aiding in accurate timing. Operating the bezel is smooth and very refined. It feels buttery yet deliberate. Adding to the premium build is the sharp knurling that can be felt to the touch. Timing anything, even with the SeaQ, can now be so satisfying. The crown equally exhibits the luxury-feeling mechanism of German watchmaking. Unwinding the crown is a breeze and sturdy. The winding stem is solid and secure all the time. Every step of the crown is audible and precise. As expected from watches of this price point, there is virtually no grittiness to the crown as it is wound. Setting the hands feels light and accurate. Changing the date is also quick and responsive. The bracelet shows this high level of craftsmanship with its mirror polished center links and well-designed and finely finished clasp. In the metal, this bracelet elegantly delivers a contrast that is uniformly applied all throughout the piece. Each link is individually removable, with screws under the link instead of the side. This leaves the side of the links clean from any holes. Each link is articulate and flexible, providing the maximum wearability on the wrist. Now, fine engineering is in full display with the ingenious micro-adjustment mechanism of the clasp. Most micro-adjustment mechanisms require you to remove the watch from your wrist and unlock it from under the clasp. The SeaQ, however, places the unlock button on top of the clasp and cleverly hides it as the brand's emblem. The level of finishing can also be seen in this classy clasp. Securing this bracelet provides an ease of mind without sacrificing any visual appeal. Speaking of visual appeal, the obvious feature in this version of the SeaQ is the reed green dial. Green is the trend that every brand is favoring at the moment, and the SeaQ's green is subdued and yet familiar. But instead of putting this green tone on a sunburst finish, Glashutte Original opted to have a varnished matte dial on this diver. This matte dial provides an interesting backdrop for the rest of the impeccably detailed features that watch enthusiasts can truly appreciate. The printing is just exceptionally clear. The applied markers are large and legible in the same way how the old Spezimatics dial used to be. The date window is at the 3 o'clock position, with the date wheel color matched to the dial's somewhat racing-inspired green tone. The fantastic application of fine polishing found on the indexes are also found on the hands. All of these are nicely loomed like any other proper dive watch. There are some aspects that could be left to be desired, such as the date position at 3. Most may find a date window at 6 is more appropriate, but then again, it would not be paying homage anymore to the Spezmatic diver which had it at 3. Another is the solid case back that hides the beautiful movement. But it's okay, since this is also inherited from the 1969 watch. The last thing that stands out is the lack of a polished end link that could have matched the center links nicely. One thing is sure, with the new SeaQ, it's not just a diver. This is a watch that is sporty and tough. It's built as a tool watch with the luxurious aesthetics that fine watchmaking is known for. It's ready for any adventure you are going into, whether it's on land or by sea. Special thanks to Times Square Aruba. Visit the store at Paseo Herencia Mall. Mention this video and get a free watch travel case with the purchase of your timepiece.